story you are about to see is based on a world facing extinction at the hands of the undead. It is a world where only the dead survive with ease. It can be dark, brutal, and harrowing at times. Join us as we fight to survive against a never-resting, never-stopping, never-ending enemy.
Hello survivors, and welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas. It's been a while since we've been able to record, things like summer vacation, technical difficulties, a couple sicknesses myself. I apologize for the long wait between episodes, but it seems like now we're in a good place and we should be recording more regularly like was originally intended. One quick change to the last episode in which Chloe and company took a grievous mental wound. Looking back at the footage, miscalculated on my part, still getting used to the rules as we go along. The amount by which they failed was only a significant mental wound, which ends at the end of a session. Session is every time we come together, that's one session. So originally I said it was a grievous wound, it's not. Significant mental wound. She steeled herself, Chloe, internalized the fact that it was a zombie, not her downstairs neighbor. So, oddly enough, she's okay with killing stuff. Who knew? So, when we last left off...
I've always known.
Yeah. When we last left off, our survivor group had cleared the apartment across from them, below them, and cat corner down below them. Having taken out a couple of zombies and freed a yappy dog in the process, now they have more of a sense of security in that their immediate surroundings is safe. They met survivor Survivor Tom, had some text communication back and forth with him, kind of what's going on, and had to avoid a zombie outside. Right when we last left off, everybody had come back to the apartment, and they were kind of cleaning themselves up a little bit, gathering some supplies that they had found in the previous session, when Matt, our resident sniper, was on Overwatch and said, "We have a problem." And the problem is in the form of 5 zombies screaming and heading in their direction. So now I'm going to turn it back over to our survivors and what they plan to do. But you will notice we are down about half of our group. They may or may not be joining us in the future, but for at this time, they will be here as NPCs, and they will have a role to play until the story progresses. The floor is yours.
Still, last we knew it was just some zombies. We heard a bunch of them approaching.
Yes.
We didn't have a number last time.
Right, so Matt says, guys, we have a problem, and you hear a cacophony of screams heading your way, and he kind of flashes you a number 5. He's on Overwatch on the back patio right now. Everybody else is inside.
I'd signal him just to...
So Matt ducks down. He was manning the portapult or
Right.
dice-apult. What do we call it? Dice boucher or trebuchet with dice? Anyways, he was manning a slingshot loaded with D20s. So he ducks down below the balcony, and you hear coming from the parking lot area the screams, and they're coming basically. If you go out towards your park and down that way, they're coming this way, around the corner by where your cars are parked from earlier. And you hear the of the rocks being kicked up as they head towards the downstairs apartment cat corner that the lady group had cleared.
Just look to everybody else and...
Gabe starts jumping up and down with excitement.
bust out the rapier.
So everybody roll me perception. Just flat roll. And for the audience, everybody's back up to full sigils. Every session you get all your sigils back. It's up to them how they want to use them. Again, as a reminder, sigil gives a plus 25 to their initial roll or allows them to re-roll without the plus 25.
Do you want to roll for Matt?
Yes, I will actually roll for Matt.
They're in front of your laptop.
Once I find my dice. With your
Oh,
system.
The other side. Yeah.
I feel them.
That face.
I felt them, I just couldn't find them.
That needs to go in a highlight video.
Oh, well, that's going to the highlight reel. Matt does not have anything to add to the conversation, so.
Good. I rolled 69.
Giggity.
My perception was 36.
You failed,
Fail.
failed,
Failed.
failed.
Failed by 7.
Nice. So, all you hear is a lot of screaming. And everyone's just kind of like hunkered down, just listening. And then you hear wham! Not from this door, from the door right across the way, the one you'd gone into earlier. You hear it like an initial impact, and then a secondary bang, which you can imagine is the door hitting the wall once it opens all the way in. Still, you hear this constant scream of the 5 infected rummaging the area.
I have the broken sword in my hand, and I'm like,
We have this door locked, as far as I'm aware.
We also have the couch in front of it.
Right. I'll probably I'll sit on the floor in front of the couch.
Okay, so you're on the floor with your back to the couch?
Yeah, like feet
legs
planted.
framed? Okay, just in
Yeah.
case you need to like push back.
Right, but I don't want to get on the couch because I don't want springs to creak. I don't want anything to.
Right.
Can I crawl over to Matt?
Yeah. So you like was like little
Yeah, just like
kind of little
as
crawl
far as
over,
I could, like,
baby crawl.
Yeah. And I'm gonna whisper to him to see if he can like artillery, like just
A
artillery,
D20?
just a random dice, hopefully to hit a car, start an alarm away from here.
So true. What's the shot? There you go. Let's see what the shoot skill is. So Matt will be coming back. He'll be joining us as a player character for sure. He's just currently preoccupied. So I will roll for luck first, which he did not pass. So you kind of whisper to him. What do you tell him?
I was like, essentially, can you arch over a die and hopefully hit a car, like without just from the bottom, just launch it over.
So he kind of loads a D20 into the little cloth pouch he all made, pulls it back, and when he lets it go, since it is made out of it was made out of bungee cords, there is that flap noise, and the screaming stops. You don't hear any impact from a D20. You know that it left the pouch, but there's a flap, and the kind of flap of the cloth popping out and then coming back. And Matt quickly grabs it. The screaming stops. Again, roll me or another perception.
everyone?
Everyone that, actually no, just Jesse and Matt. Because you're outside or you're close outside.
23 success.
So you hear coming from what you can tell is the balcony area right outside your door.
Just gonna look at my computer.
And he's holding the bungees into his thing. And he looks, his eyes are wide.
Am I able to like see them?
Yeah, you can look back over your shoulder. So, and for the audience, basically when they're gesturing towards each other, they're not allowed to expand on what they're saying. Like each player character has to take that gesture for what they assume is meant. Just like if they were doing it in real life. Like Jesse would be like, "Be quiet, there's a zombie on the balcony." He would go and make other types of hand gestures. So what is the rest of the group doing?
I would just want to say that I'm probably right there by the door.
There's a couch right there.
Oh,
In
is
the-
it still this way?
They had pushed it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Then
That's why I'm sitting
at
on the floor in
Then I'm
front
like
of the
at
couch.
this side then. Yeah, I'm
On
like
the
right,
edge of the couch?
Yeah, I'm at the edge of the couch.
Okay. With
Yeah, with it in
Weapon.
hand.
Okay.
Like,
I'm going to stand slowly.
Okay.
We
our doors
have
don't make noise.
We have 20 units of perishable food. What are the chances that some of it is meat?
Do you currently have canned meat in the house? Tuna fish, chicken of the sea, which is, no, that's tuna fish. Canned chicken.
During the time of this game, yes.
Okay, then that's fine. So yes, you would have something, a can of, let's say a can of like Tyson chicken.
Okay. I can't have Tyson chicken.
It's just as delicious as it sounds.
I will retrieve that.
So you make your way to the pantry, which fortunately the door was partially open, and you reach in and you grab, and you have a can of Tyson chicken in water, 98% less sodium.
What are the chances that it's one of the click and I don't need to?
Oh, it is. It's got the little pull tab on it.
Oh, good. I will pull tab that, walk over to them on the balcony, and hand it to Matt to shoot. Or no, I'll just chuck it, yeah.
Okay.
That was the original plan, and I just
So
huck it.
give me a luck roll. So what's your intention? Is distance, specific area?
Just distance.
All right, give me a luck roll plus 20. You're a relatively strong character. What did you fail by?
A lot.
Yeah, I'll burn a sigil to reroll.
Use the sigil. So there's
I'll use the sigil to
there's
reroll.
between burning a sigil if they say they get infected or they get bitten, they can burn a sigil, which permanently removes it from their character sheet. They can later on get it back by increasing their luck skill. But using a sigil, it just means they're going to use it. They'll get it back in the next session.
Because plus 20, that would be 66, and I rolled a 90.
So remember though, with the reroll, you don't get the plus 20. So it's
Right.
a flat roll. Okay.
Well, I still get the original plus 20 from the
No.
original. No?
With a reroll, it's just a flat roll. How much did you fail by?
He only got 3 lower than last roll.
Yeah.
So what did you fail?
A lot more than
44?
So that is a miserable failure. So it's not the worst. You didn't like pelt Matt in the back of the head with the can. Or can of chicken.
Nothing to me.
I just spray chicken water all over.
So like, I'm assuming you're trying to do this with an air of like kind of being quiet. So you Heisman this thing back, and in your mind you're like, all right, check this thing out. They're gonna hear a noise. You're gonna smell chicken. You wing it out, and as soon as it leaves your hand, the can kind of spins, and the contents leave the can, but they go over past the balcony. So the can keeps on trucking. That's a good. It actually.
Good spiral.
Yeah. Oh no, it's beautiful. Like 90-yard pass.
But it's the wrong way spiral. It's not this
Yeah,
spiral.
it's the one you're
this
doing this, where it's
spiral.
just spreading
It's
chicken
helicopter
juice all over
chicken.
the place. So the can hits the apartment complex across from you, making a good clack, clack. It's the roof, and actually rolls down, clack, 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 clack. But the chicken contents are scattered all over the ground. So the screams kick back up, and you're standing to throw this. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, because it'd be weird if you like crossing through. That would be you pelting, just artillery shot with this thing. So
Shot
you're-
put it out the balcony.
So you see, actually, from your balcony, you have a line of sight on the stairs. If somebody's like walking down the stairs.
These stairs?
Yes.
No.
So you can't see a period from where you're standing.
And I would have to be leaning over the
Okay.
balcony.
So you don't
So
see
hell
anything,
no.
but you hear screams and don't. As somebody, you hear something like taking the stairs down 3 or 4 at a time, and then you hear of the rocks. And from your vantage point, you do now see an infected individual or one of these things heading towards where the can went. And you see middle-aged person wearing work overalls. Looks like maybe they were like a mechanic or something. You see it's more of like a coverall. You see though he is missing his entire right arm. The sleeve is torn off, and there's just a bloody stump where an arm used to be. So it's running, but it's like
Right.
terrible. Method acting. But yeah, he makes a beeline for the can, and you see it stop, and kind of skid will stop in the rocks where the can is, and it's just looking around. And you start to hear it
Duck back down.
sniffing again. So you duck back down. You hear it sniffing again. That's the only set of rocks you hear kicking out. But without having to roll anything, you can still hear it banging around in the apartment, cat corner down from where you're at.
Do you want me to mark off one perishable food?
Yes. So 1 unit of food. Gabe, what are you doing?
Standing quiet, standing still. The floor creaks when I walk.
So they're not under, like, you haven't heard anything below you.
Aye, but I don't want to make any noise.
Okay, just make sure.
Just figure it out. And maybe someone make noise somewhere else.
You still don't have your phones as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him a quick text or just type it down on my messenger to show it to him. And it's gonna say, can you ask the other guy across to make some noise further now?
I'll text back. I'll type, could put him at risk.
I'm just right the fuck out, man.
I pull out my car keys and I hit the lock button twice.
So, because I don't know what type of car you have, what noise does it make?
Just makes a beep when you lock it twice. Like you'll hear the lock noise if you're right next to it. If you hit it again, and go the.
So the horn honks once, and you immediately, since you're still, you two are still on the balcony, so is Matt. You hear like the sniffing stop, and you hear of the rocks heading, the infected individual heading towards your car. And you also hear 2 more sets of footsteps coming out of the apartment and heading towards that car. Because the stairwell is kind of echoey, and you live here, so you kind of can pick out those noises. So you hear 2 more individuals sprinting. The screaming is starting. Basically, roll me intuition, both of you. Actually, and I'll roll for Max as well.
Not my strong suit. Fucking roast us.
Yeah.
Is that a 99?
No.
Your head explodes. You have a brain aneurysm. So, alright, so you make a noise, they start screaming, they run off.
What Matt roll? He also
Also
had
did not have the intuition.
Filled by 36.
26.
So now you can tell just from having lived here and the sound patterns of the area, 3 individuals of the 5 that you Matt originally reported have headed towards your car, and they're sprinting.
Right.
From what you've seen, and you have seen this, there is no like half measures when it comes to these things. It's full bore all the time, sprinting, attacking, whatever. Now you have seen some of the slower variants as well, but the ones that scream, it's all or nothing. It's full bore sprint to wherever their destination is for whatever reason.
Now, do we not hear across anymore?
There's still some banging around in there, and
Because I know we did hear the stairs, like some went down, but I don't know how many went up. Like, if 1 went down, 2 went up, you know.
Now I will text Survivor Tom. Do you have eyes on us?
so you send a text through, and then you get the 3 little dots, and then they disappear, which is always frustrating. Then they come back to the zero, and it says, "From my bedroom window, I can look your way. What's up?" Question mark.
Screamers. 5. Don't know where they are.
So same. short pause, comes back, heard him, and I hid behind my curtain, 1 sec. So 20, 30 seconds goes by, and you get text back, three out in the parking lot is all I can see.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks. Stay safe.
Same for you. Same thing, but different. Same things. Starting tomorrow.
I'll walk back into the living room, sit down, gently put my back to the couch, and wait.
So while y'all are waiting, Rosie has not come back out from her room. When she came back from the downstairs apartment, she went straight to her room. She has not come back out. Britt, or Tess, is kind of out here. She's kind of the same thing. She's just kind of standing there, weapon in hand, kind of like looking around like, what are we doing? Like she whispers like, what are we doing? I mean, it's literally like it is a whisper. Like she's close enough to you to be able to like, what are we doing? But at a whisper level. So
I'll
just
whisper back, sit down, wait it out, and we do nothing.
so she kind of gives you the thumbs up, and she just kind of crisscross applesauce sits down on the ground with her back up against the island.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of come in, but like sit at that wall that comes right behind me. Just sit at the wall, so like I have a shot of Matt and right here.
Okay.
Just sit in my chair and wait.
So you're all just kind of sitting and waiting. And Gabe, your stomach kind of grumbles a little bit. Not loud enough to be a problem. But when it does, you remember,
The whales have awoken.
like, you slept a little bit throughout the night, but you haven't eaten since the prior day when we were playing D&D. You haven't eaten since then. So your stomach starts to tell you, like, hey, asshole, put food in me, or you're going to die. And once you hear this little tummy rumbling, you all kind of start to think, like, oh, yeah, we have to eat to live, too. So all of you either have to go eat some food or give me a constitution roll to ignore your hunger. You have 20 units of food. It takes 3 units of food per day per person. If you pass your constitution roll, you kind of can shrug off the hunger. If you fail, you basically have to either go eat or you start taking penalties to your physical rolls.
Say. So we're all getting the tummy rumbles?
Yes. Well, those of you that are out here, you don't know about Rosie. Lexi is also out here. She's just kind of chilling in the corner. Like you see her doodling on a notepad, just like intently focused, not joining in the conversation, just scribbling. And you see she's just drawing like figurines and stuff like that, trying to keep her mind focused.
I'll stand and grab a couple paper plates.
With a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Let's grab the loudest food on the planet.
Pour a box of cereal out onto a porcelain bowl and just start eating them dry, you know.
Yeah, with a metallic spoon on like a Pyrex bowl.
Yeah.
Which is akin to like popping off shots next to somebody's ear.
Exactly. Maybe crinkle a water bottle
There you go.
next to it just for good measure.
Just for safety.
No, see the water bottle.
And then we need to microwave something too.
You've got milk in the water bottle. It's still bottled milk.
Sure. Yeah, just play with his dice in the corner.
Yeah, that's what we call it these days.
Euphemism.
36.
Yes, he passed.
I would have still failed if I rolled that for my constitution.
Yeah. I'll just grab some paper plates and we'll bring 4, 5 with Matt, perishable food.
Yeah, so you have the four of you, Matt, Tess, and Lexi. So it'd be 7.
Are they complaining about tummy rumbles as well?
Well, once you start grabbing plates, they all kind of look up. Like,
Yeah.
So I can still try,
everyone can roll
but if I
Constitution.
fail, I can just decide like
You just
I'll
eat.
eat.
Yeah, you just.
Okay.
You just
I mean,
roll.
they-
If
So-
I succeed,
So it's basically if you fail and you don't eat, you take the penalty.
I'll
If you
wait.
fail and you eat, you're fine.
I'll wait then.
I'm hungry.
I can wait. I'm not that
So
hungry.
let me roll
Just
for.
like the true Chloe I am. Once a day.
8. Gabe can wait.
Yeah.
So Matt looks in through the balcony and he sees you grabbing some food. He's like, just kind of waves you out.
Fat ass. 2 plates.
Lexi looks up and she sees the food. She's like, she wants some food. Tess, same deal. She actually wants food way more.
Oh, I rolled a fucking 77.
So,
So 3 people.
who all is eating? So we have Lexi and Tess are
And Jesse.
definitely eating, and Jesse.
So 3.
So 3 units of food.
3 units of perishable.
So those 3 are marked off. You guys tuck it. You you find another pouch of tuna, you tear it off, and you kind of shove a couple of those throughout the 3 of you.
Tuna on bread.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still have power, so everything in the fridge is still good. But you just, as quietly as you can, kind of tuck in the lunch. The rest of you, you're like, maybe you're not a breakfast person. I mean, it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's not super early. I know I usually don't eat till 11:30 most days. So I'm good up until around lunchtime.
So yeah, I'll be fine for now.
So time goes by, and you start to hear less bangs and less noises coming from the downstairs apartment. You haven't heard the rocks returning this way because you're still pretty much out by the balcony, as is Matt. I think you're obviously kind of divvying up or looking to divvy up food, so you're more back inside. You two haven't heard anything coming back towards the apartment, and you've also started to hear less banging from the downstairs cat corner apartment.
But there's still, like I would say, there's still like banging. We didn't hear anything like leaving.
It's right. It's less frequent. At first, it was just like boom, boom, smash. Like something's just ping ponging off the walls, running through the apartment, and there's fresh blood in there. Obviously, it's infected blood, but it's still fresh gore in the area.
Nice, delicious sense.
Yeah, it's really good. So do you all just continue to wait it out?
Once they're done eating, I'll take a peek out the balcony.
All right. So go ahead, roll perception plus 20 because you know what you're looking for.
66.
Alright, so you're literally just like kill right
Yeah.
over the top, right? Alright, so you
Funny
see
enough, that one worked.
that your car, because you locked your car, has a bloody smear from the front left bumper kind of going over the windshield. And what you can tell is, are your windows tinted?
No.
So you can see kind of the smear go down the left side. You might intuit that it was Stumpy running his stump along your car, possibly,
Gonna see if the car wash still works.
but you don't see anything. You see this going, from front left, or just made a beeline from the can to your car, over the windshield, down the window, and you don't see anything. You don't see the other 2 that you heard running over there either.
Asphalt probably could.
And you don't hear anything coming from the other apartment with that roll either.
I'll text Tom again.
I'll whisper since I was like right there.
Yeah.
I'll whisper to him and say, maybe Tom has a different angle view of the car, so maybe.
I'll text Tom again, like, hey, update on those screamers.
So a little bit of time passes, like 10 seconds, and you text back. He's like, yeah, they fucked off down the road. Heading basically away from the pool.
Text him, Shibby.
Sends you back a thumbs up emoji.
I was going to say, like, what?
Who do you want me to shoot?
When did you ever use that word?
You're too young. I'll text him. What you eat?
He texts back. At this point, mostly aspirin and water. ... Hungover.
Actually, who's like parking.
Tuckers and blow.
Do you have food?
He texts back. Bachelor shout. Frozen meals. Things like that.
Okay. It's from a movie called Dude, Where's My Car?
I don't want to talk about it. I was just saying
Starring Ashton Kutcher
I'm
and
just saying I have not heard you personally
And
use
Stifler's
it.
mom.
yeah,
That's
like
Stifler.
the guy from American Pie.
Scott something. I don't know.
The guy from
If
American
you end up
Pie.
watching this, I'm sorry we don't know your name. You're Stifler. Sorry.
Is that Stifler? I thought it was a different guy.
No, that's Stifler. Because Stifler's mom is the MILF.
Anyways.
Yeah. So
Awkward silence.
I was just saying.
It's the first thing that came to mind. He's a bachelor. He understands. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Do you want vodka and ginger ale?
I'm so good.
Okay. Then, as if I come back in and I still hear the banging,
It's lessened.
right? It's still there.
First, got a nice big old like zombie.
I'll
Actually-
text.
Everyone that's inside, roll me perception.
So I just walked back inside.
Well, I guess
Everyone
it's
but-
sitting around.
You're pretty much still inside. Well, no,
Hey.
Mac and
Yeah.
too.
Hey!
Good job, Matt. All right.
Let me move mine because this is what I rolled.
Hey!
Hey! How about you? What'd you roll? 40?
I'm
So-
46.
So everybody passed.
I think so.
Nice.
3, 12, 13, 40.
So everybody passed with varying degrees of success. At least
Jesse hears the heartbeats of the zombies downstairs.
scarce to mediocre gave pass with an okay degree of success. So you hear not the of rocks, but more like the crunch of glass, and you start to hear some of the same noises right below you. Not as pronounced. Kind of a slower, more methodic noise. So the occasional bump, the occasional crash of something hitting the ground. But it's slower, much slower. And you don't hear any screaming. You just hear these occasional noises from down below
But what do I
you. Oh, you
You
passed
rolled
with
a 3.
Remember, you want to get as close to your score as possible.
Okay, I was within
So Gabe
So
rolls.
Gabe rolls
Gabe
really
hears
well.
really well.
So Gabe, you hear two distinct crunches of glass. Not just one, you hear two distinct, separate trails going through the glass into the apartment down
You
below.
actually hear like the different weight of the zombies walking on the grass.
You hear that one of them is named Karen. She wants to speak to your manager.
She's wearing some boots in the summer.
The other one's wearing Crocs.
Why do I hear this?
Because you rolled really well. I don't know what else to give you. I'm sorry. You heard two forms moving downstairs right below you.
Do they sound hot?
Speak to a very hot.
Karen's okay. She does Pilates. Did Pilates. Alright, so he mimics to the rest of the group. There's two downstairs. So there's three gone down the road and two downstairs.
I would probably just send a text to our group text and be like, yay, we clear everything out for it to not be cleared out again. Smiling face. and I awkwardly smile at everyone, and I send it.
Hey, that's a property opening. That's a hot commodity. They're ready to move in.
It's market.
Furniture's already there. Just got to clean up the blood in the kid's bedroom.
Open house.
And the corpse from the window downstairs. Way good.
Great breeze. Through the front door.
I'll text the group chat. Either we make another noise and try and draw them out, but that could draw more in, or we keep playing the waiting game. Yay, nay.
I don't mind waiting. Beep.
She types beep.
And it actually says, I don't mind waiting, and then another text says beep.
Do you just send a thumb up emoji? Because that tells me nothing.
No, I actually did it. It was like, after she like, I still the text was like, I don't mind waiting. Like,
Welcome to 2 hours of wait.
Yeah, oh yeah, the most exciting roleplay ever.
I'm like,
So,
like
you all
random
wait.
around here. I'm gonna pull out Cards Against Humanity.
That's
Yeah.
fine. You all start playing Cards Against Humanity.
We got plenty of board games.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something funny. Play like
Munchkin.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because Chloe will giggle guaranteed, and you'll all die.
Put some Smash on mute.
No. Game. Yeah, we get to that.
I said,
You guys do get fired up. You like lean into like, "Argh!"
Yeah, no, I accidentally threw up
So
a
how
controller.
how much time do you want to pass initially? What's your plan? Just until you
Call
start
it
hearing
out.
noise? All right. So you start kind of playing a card game or something. You start playing Munchkin, and you give it an hour or so, and occasionally you hear a boop, a thud, a crash coming from different parts of what you understand is the mirror of your apartment. You're hearing more in this area than you are in the other bedrooms, especially you're not really hearing anything from where you two took out the zombie. Go ahead, everybody give me another perception, because you're specifically waiting. You're waiting for this and listening for it, and you know the noise of the apartment. Go ahead and take a plus 30.
Pass.
Fail.
if it wasn't for that plus 30, I would have felt that one.
Nice. So what did you roll with the plus 30?
I rolled a 37,
37?
and my perception roll is 66.
You passed with a 37. That's how I base on how well you did.
29.
29?
I failed.
Failed?
Fail.
Failed. Yeah. Yeah.
Matt's
Matt.
asleep.
Well, to be fair, Matt's still kind of like, no one ever told Matt to come inside. So he's still just kind of like holding the dice
Holding the
and shit.
bungee.
Yeah, he's just holding it like for fear of it making more noise.
I can
It's
see
helping him
that.
walk back and
Yeah.
forward.
And then
Mhm.
Lexi failed, Taz passed. But you all start to hear less and less and less noise. Those of you who did really well,
I'm waiting for the crunching glass again.
well, exactly. That's what you start to hear. Who passed with the highest roll? What was your roll?
37.
37. That is an okay level of success. So you kind of along the same vein as Gabe heard two sets coming in, you hear two sets walking out slowly, like individual, like crunch, 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 and the whole time you hear the sniffing sound. And whether it helped or not, you can smell chicken. You smell canned chicken.
So it's kind of like camouflage dips.
Over the past hour, it's been cooking in the 103
Yes,
degrees.
it is. On the 15th of June, the high
Oh
was
my
103 degrees. So
It's been cooking out there on the rocks.
it doesn't
It's
smell
about ready to eat.
like you can see Matt, and he kind of has this like, ugh.
Hot
Every
chicken
once in a while,
water.
he's just kind of like shaking. Yeah. And you guys have kept the window open, so you can smell. I mean, it's not like horribly unpleasant. It's already cooked. It's not rotten chicken. You smell chicken.
Hopefully the ants clean it up.
To your knowledge, maybe that's helping, because there's not been any more screams. There's a lot. You hear the sniffing because you're closer to the door, but you do hear the crunching of glass, and you hear the crunching of rocks headed that way, different from the vector the other ones took. But you can tell there's two distinct separate entities moving that way, further away from your point.
Well, wherever I was sitting playing card games, I'm just gonna get everyone's attention, like, it's like they're walking out that way.
Okay, I hold up my phone and just kind of like wiggle it at you.
We still have technology.
I'll just be like, I hear two bodies or individuals moving that way, in that direction.
So, I'll speak. What do we want to do? Are we gonna just wait here until the food runs out? I don't know anymore. This is day 2 still, but this looks big. This looks bad. I'm guessing if I go online, it's same stories.
So you try to go. What are you trying to do? Like go to a news outlet or YouTube, or what are you shooting for?
Yeah, so I'll go. If I like swipe left all the way on my phone, it brings up like a bunch of like top news articles.
Okay. So you do that, and usually you're used to like swipe news. This time it's like swipe, and it has that like circle, like the buffering.
Right.
And it
I'll look
takes.
at my little like signal bar.
You have full bars. They're all there, but the circle continues and continues and continues.
I would go on Facebook.
Okay, so you're doing the same thing. You're trying to go to Facebook, and you still get that like, I'm gonna try to load. And after about 45 seconds to a minute and a half, depending on who your carrier is, you start getting some feedback. But you're used to it like, click Facebook, I'm on Facebook. Swipe left, here's the news. So you start to see, boom, how it kind of like it'll load the words, then it'll load the picture, kind of in chunks. It's not very fast.
Right.
So you go to the news, and you see kind of like the news you were seeing online the other night, like people going crazy. But you also notice there's not a lot of news stories on the news from CNBC, Fox, NBC. They're like 8 hours old, 10 hours old. And you know in the news media, it's what can we get out there right now to get attention.
Right.
We want to get up-to-date stuff. Everything that's loading, and you even like drag down to make it refresh, and again, it takes like 20, 30 seconds to refresh. Same stories. Nothing new has come out since eight or so hours ago. And you go to Facebook, it's a little different. Because that's, everyone can go to Facebook. And you see just post after post after post of everyone that you're connected with. Like, what's going on? Oh my God, my neighbor just attacked our other neighbor. And you start to see, you see the link for video, and you click on one, and it does the same, like loop, 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 loop. And eventually, you see kind of the same scene that played out with y'all's neighbor. You see through the blinds, someone holding a camera, kind of a shaky video, and you see somebody out there. There's a person running at them, and you can't really hear the scream. What you do hear is gunfire. The person that's being run at pulls out a gun and just starts emptying it into the person. Boom, one shot. Boom, 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 boom. And you see just movement, like they're pulling, but nothing's happening. And the person launches himself at him and tears into him, like right for the throat ripped out, and this spray of blood. And then you hear the person holding the camera go, like, holy shit. And then you see the head of the figure snap towards where the video is, and the blinds drop and the video cuts out. Like, that's posted. And it's just your screen, scrolling through your stream, and you're used to some of your friends posting like all the time, like, this is my workout, this is what I'm eating. You're not seeing some of your regular friends. People that post all the time. One of those people like, I can't validate my life unless I post it to Facebook. Some of them are not posting anything at all.
Question. Have I seen a zombie meme yet?
Of course,
Any-
it's the internet.
Okay.
I mean, yes, like memes happen within the speed of time, and you know, insert zombie meme here. So yes, you have people that are like, oh, I like you for your brains, those types of memes, that type of stuff. So yes,
Yeah.
of course, because the
Okay.
internet is full of assholes, there are people that are like, oh, this is zombies. Some people are legitimately saying this is definitely zombies, and they're posting links to like Dawn of the Dead and all these other videos and all these other things. And people are posting a link on Amazon to the Zombie Survival Handbook. And other people are just like, what's going on,
7 to 10 business days. My ass.
Yeah, exactly. I want Amazon to drone in here tomorrow. I need it. There's a zombie outside my door munching on my
Imagine that story though, like it's the zombie apocalypse, but it's the Amazon, like through the eyes of an Amazon delivery person, and they're like the most badass person ever, and they're just fighting through zombies to be like, this is your package, your world's
Rain,
Open
snow, sleet, storm,
Yeah, this is where it
zombie.
goes back to the USPS, where they're like, I said any condition.
Rain, snow, sleet, shine, zombies. It's just a guy with a body cam with macheting his way through a horde of zombies. Like, here's your letter, and just machetes his way back to his driver. Dedicated postman, good government employee. So you see this
Paid $10 an hour.
highly paid, highly trained, poorly paid individual.
Alright guys, I'd say this is more of a quieter tone, but I'm gonna speak a little louder for camera's sake. But from my personal opinion, I don't think this is anything other than zombies. Like, you can't be alive after.
And you showed this, like,
Yeah,
you showed this video to everybody without
You can't be alive
sound
after.
turned down.
She taxes.
Yeah, I would.
But and
We
you,
gotta rewind it, it's buffering again.
and you saw this individual potentially take 6, 7, 8 bullets and just keep going like they were on meth. They're just hopped up and then tear this person's throat out.
Jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I know
Code
bath
Red and White
salts.
Claw. They heard what? They heard drywall.
I've heard of bath salts, but this is more than that. Like, I understand the infection, but
So what do we gotta do? This obviously isn't localized then.
best thing I can think of is wait here
Till
till we run out of food and we need to get more. I haven't been in this situation before. I'm not sure what to do.
So we should scavenge around here first. Stockpile,
And then wait.
wait for a bit, see if there's any other screamers around, but if there's a good break in time, move down that way, see if we can do anything with that dog park that I mentioned earlier.
counter plan. I like the scavenge idea. Gather up as much as we can. Maybe do the dog park as a distraction. But we load up everything that we can in the multiple vehicles that we have available to us. And we go up to Mount Charleston. Mountain is a 20-minute drive from our place.
Let's stay away from any of the like lodges up there.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have to drive through the town and we can see how things look. Because, again, it's a 20-minute drive. It's kind of isolated and it's a long stretch of literally nothing to the mountain town. I mean, 15 out of that 20 minutes is just nothing. With winding mountain paths and a little town up in the mountains that is only that town. They have their own schools, they have their own everything. Like, they have to get shit sent to them. So the chances of a more survived or not infected population is higher. Whether or not they'll let us in with their own police force is another question.
Do you know how to handle bears?
Yeah, we run them.
Okay.
Downhill.
What if it's a zombie
Okay.
bear?
We run downhill
That's
because bears are really bad at running down hills.
Really?
Yeah, they actually typically trip and roll.
Oh, I need to
And
look
like,
this
add
up
that to
now.
like, I just learned this.
Short people.
So as you're discussing this, I need everyone to give me another perception roll with +20. +20.
What the actual
actual hell was that? Did you see that?
They
That
just
wasn't
like
a
went
sleeping
off.
dice. That was
It
beautiful.
rolled on its edge.
I mean,
That was
I
crazy.
had 5 up.
That's.
Ooh. Oh, forgot. Plus 20 saved me.
That plus 20 did not save me.
Okay, so as you're sitting here discussing, like, do we fight or do we flee? You all have purposely silenced your phones. And whether they're on vibrate or not, you all sense that there's a message, or that there's something happening on your phone. And in
The
turn,
light turned on.
yeah, something, just something, like, I know I've had it where my phone's in my pocket are in complete silence, and I have this, like, spidey sense that there's a thing on my phone, something's happening, there's a text thing.
I get that
You
all
look
the time.
down and you all have a text from me. Because I am alive in this universe. You all have a text from me. And there's a link to a Google Drive.
I click that shit so
And
fast.
that is where we will leave tonight's episode.
Uh-oh.
Episode 1 of Fight or Flight, Season 1, Zealand, Las Vegas. Until the next time we meet, stay alive.